Corn City has been now established, and thus it is time to say goodbye to North America. Hello and welcome to Under YZ. My name is Soham, and today we are going to talk about Dr. Stone Manga Chapter 169. Now, if you're new here, then please consider subscribing to the channel since I do weekly Dr. Stone manga reviews. Also, we are trying to hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of 2020, so a like and sub would be massively appreciated. With that being said, let's begin the video. So yeah, the North American arc of Dr. Stone is finally over. Because Corn City has been established now and they are on the run from Stan Lee, so the next logical option is obviously to head towards South America. Although yeah, there's a lot of problems and stuff that need to be dealt before that, and I'm pretty sure that the story will tackle them later on in the upcoming chapters. Like, this is just a small yacht. This is not a big ass boat that they use to travel to North America. So it's such a small boat and with literally no provisions. How are they even going to make to, South America? I don't think there is any toilet there. I don't think there's a lot of food or anything available there. And they don't have a lot of people there. So I really wonder how they are going to eventually reach South America in this sort of a manner. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that this will be resolved in the upcoming chapters. But before talking about all of this, we need to talk about what exactly happened in the story so far. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, there is a big complaint for this arc, and that is it was too fast paced. For me personally, it was not that big of an issue, but yeah, a lot of people are saying that this was a very fast paced arc. It can be good, it can be bad depending upon your perception. I mean, yeah, I would have loved to see a lot more of Dr. Zeno and a much more in-depth explanation or exploration of his past or something like that. But yeah, this arc went kind of fast in that sort of a manner. But personally, I'm quite okay with it. The only thing which I was not expecting here were to see the emotions. Okay, so let's just talk about Taiju here for a second, because I was really not expecting this. For the last couple of chapters in this particular arc, Taiju was like a comedic relief. He was a huge comedic relief for the entire story. From his role as Dr. Taiju to the entire driving shenanigans, everything out of Taiju was oozing as comedy and pure comedy gold. But this chapter we got to see his emotional side, something which I had totally forgotten for some reasons. Because yeah, he has still not confessed to Yuzuriha and he's about to leave her once again. This was really hard hitting, and I'm really hoping to see, or I'm really looking forward to the time when he actually confesses to Yuzuriha. I know it will probably handle towards the ending of this show eventually, because now we have to deal with the Y-Man first, but that scene of a tearing up Taiju was really, really heartbreaking. Also, we had some more fun bits here and there, especially with regards to President Brody and President Nikki. This came out of nowhere. This literally came out of nowhere. I was not expecting to see Nikki in such a role. But yeah, Nikki has been delegated as the president here because she is the only person who knows some sort of English, because she was a fan of Lillian. It's a really good callback to the previous incidents that have established the story so far. But yeah, I really like this part. And President Brody and President Nikki signed the first peace treaty or peace agreement in this stone world. This was really nice. And also, this is the year, 2020 is the year when I finally watched One Piece. I'm going a little offbeat here, but I'll eventually link it to Dr. Stone in a bit. Just hold on for a while. So the Alabasta arc is the place where I eventually fell in love with One Piece. And the ending of Alabasta, where the Straw Hats are leaving Vivi and all of them are raising their arms up. That scene, that goodbye scene really hit me hard. And to see something like that here in Dr. Stone, when the two groups, that is Senko's group and Yuzuriha's group, are leaving, that departure moment where all of them are raising their left arm up, that hit me. That really, really hit me. And obviously as a plot point, it was very necessary as well, because they had to obstruct the views of Stan Lee as well, otherwise he was about to shoot at them. And I'll get to Stan Lee in a bit, but this entire scene, this entire interaction, where Chrome, Taiju, Kohaku, Suika, all of them are raising their arm from the yacht, and on the other side the other guys are raising their arms as well. That moment I really felt it. So yeah, that's that. And other than that, the bit with Stan Lee. I know it's a little obnoxious now that no one is going to be able to stop Stan Lee, so they have to run from him and they have to run all over the globe. I know this plot point will be expanded further in the series as well. I'm not a huge fan of this, but I understand it. but the way Senku dealt with Stanley, that was really awesome. And also the reaction of the crew, like the Kingdom of Science's expression or reaction to all of this was just top notch, and this shows on that how much faith they have in Senku. What happens here is that in order to distract Stanley, Senku throws the fake, or I guess it's the real, I don't exactly know what is going on here. I think this is the fake one, but yeah, it can be the real one as well. So either way, Senku throws the Medusa device up in the air, and as a precaution, Stanley just guns it down. All the while the Kingdom of Science members are just pretending that this is the real Medusa device and that. So this was a really nice bit of interaction in my opinion. And that's that. That's pretty much the entire chapter. That's Dr. Stone manga chapter 169. In the very end, Ryusu asks the question that where's next? Where's our destination next? And Senku replies to that saying, our next destination is obviously South America, or the continent of South America, where the petrification beam actually started. So we are obviously going to get much more details about the Y-Man and why the petrification happened in the first place. And obviously I just glanced over that part, but yeah, the Corn City has been established now, and they are going to revive 1 million people after finding out the formula of the revival fluid. So that was really awesome in my opinion as well. And this just goes on to show that they are like moving 1 inch by 1 inch closer to their eventual goal of reaching the moon. That is going to be fabulous. That is going to be really amazing. And I'm just guessing here. I think that each of the continents, like when they eventually reach the other continents, like when they are about to reach South America now, they will eventually reach Africa, they will eventually reach Europe. So each of the continents, I'm pretty sure that there will be some unpetrified humans there already present. And it's really going to be interesting to see Senku's interaction with the people there on the other continents. So that's pretty much it for Dr. Stone manga chapter 169. So what are your thoughts about it? Please mention them in the comment section below. So that's it for today guys. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it, share it with all your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more. Please, we are trying to hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of 2020, so a like and sub would be massively appreciated. With that being said, this is Wonderwise, and I'll see you soon in the next video.